So we begin today on Spitfire, and we'll walk this up there. So let's see, here's Adam's Pontiac built with Updock Auto Parts. And so let's put this on the wall of Updock. You know what, that's a good idea. You know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to put that there. Ceremony complete. And I'm going to grab my marker pen and write Updock. Up. Dock. Okay, and then there you go. See, that's the Updock corner. That is my foot pedal that I've been using on my Dremels that I've gone through several of. I think that thing's from the early 20s. I don't know where this is from, but if you use it a very brief amount of time, it gurgles like a whining child. Sort of an electronic gurgle. Makes a guy kind of nervous. So I got another one coming. But I have to give that thing kudos for, 20 plus years in my service, and I don't know how many years before that. But it came off an old Singer sewing machine that was converted from a treadle with a leather belt to an electric one, and so that will be that'll be going away. And it doesn't take any time at all now for it to heat up. But I've done so many things with that. I've done 5 or 6 rocker shaft jobs and God knows what else, woodworking. I built my little tugboat and my other thing with that thing, so I got to tell you, I'm going to miss her. Okay, so there's the new thermostat for Bonnie when the time comes. Yeah, I polished those. Those look good, don't they? So let's see here what we're going to do. We're going to measure the valve guide height. And you can just tell by looking in there, you know, about where you want them. That one looks a little lower. You know, I'm just curious about that. Let's go to millimeters. Just curious. Okay, that's 18.92. A little bit, but let's go with millimeters. I don't know. I'm a fractional kind of a guy. And zero that out. Let's just see how tall these are. 3/4 of an inch. So when we're going to just knock these out. This is a little socket. Just get a big axe, pow, pow, pow. Knock them out and go press the new ones in. You know, it's not a big deal. I do want to check and make sure that the valves fit in these new guides as they should. Do all of that before you go too far, but the new valves fit in the old guide pretty good, so those are pretty tough. Valve guides are tough. Alright, let me show you the plan. I have this drawer called tubes or tubs or whatever it is. Alright, so I got one out of there. Whatever this thing is, it's a 45352. It don't matter because I'm getting ready to chomp it with a die grinder or something. So, alright, you get where I'm going with this? So that fits in there, doesn't it? Okay, so I'll let you think about that. So I'm going to cut that off right there. I'm going to take a second, and then I'm going to have to clean up the burrs. I'm going to keep these in here and keep them clean. Now, let's talk for a second, because you got to ask yourself the old question. Now that's a guide. So when you do this and your valve lapping compound ain't here yet, do you lap in the new valves with the old guides. Well, I gotta say no. I've already tested the new intakes and exhaust on these, and boy, let me tell you, it's smooth. And you think it's going to just shake all around. It feels like it's going to be loose, and it isn't. It's so well done. I'm not sure what this... I got this because it was supposed to be lapping compound of different grades. I got a feeling that ain't exactly true. I think that's some kind of... I tested it with my fingers. So anyway, my feeling is this. If there's any play in these, you're not going to lap your valves right. So just knock all these out. Then what I'm going to do is, I'm getting there, and then knock all the new ones in. Got to have to be careful with it at that point, because you're not going to let it, push it over like that. See, because that's just not going to be good. So probably what I'll do is I'll probably put the studs back in here to protect them once I get them in there. But I want to get all this press work done. Oh, the other things I was going to try was this stuff for lapping in, and I gave up and just, paid the $10 for the correct lapping compound. I'm going to grind all that stuff out of there. You can see kind of where I started, and get all the carbon out of that. And I also, I wanted to do this real bad. I noticed that somebody's here. I noticed that there were some unusual marks, 51/64 on the gaskets. So I believe that the head can be enlarged a little bit on the exhaust ports to accommodate for the header. Don't forget your fender gasket when you're working on a Spitfire. Oh, fender's up there. Ha ha ha. So I just put it there anyway. I'll tell you one of the reasons I put it there is just kind of keeps it a little cleaner. Let's see what we got here. We had 51/64. Ooh. Yeah. Well, it's that much bigger. You take that times 4. 2, 3, 4. So let's just see. 1, 2. You got about that much, and then you make a circle out of them 4, and then all of a sudden you're talking about some relief factor there on breathing. Now, once again, like we said on the TR4, you don't want an engine to breathe too doggone good. I learned that in radio-controlled motors when I was a boy. They said, "What do you need that big heavy muffler on there for?" and all that stuff. Man, I burned up a motor in no time. Just melted the exhaust valve, and so you got to have a little bit of back pressure. Learned that the hard way. Had to cut about 5 yards. So what I'm thinking is, see, look at all that junk in there. Good golly. Ooh. 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 Yeah, we'll have to get all that cleaned out. But see, I can kind of widen this and clean up those raw edges there a little bit. So probably want to do all of that before I go pressing new fancy brass stuff in. And I'll tell you what we're going to do too. I'm probably going to leave that out. That's been a pretty good screwdriver. So what do you think? What do you reckon? My reckon is, what is it? What size is that? It's everywhere. It's like a rash on British cars. 5/16 24. Yeah. Man, I must have used 900 bolts and stuff on the Jaguar. Let's see if I can get it the first time. Okay, yeah. And I wish I had something a little taller. I'll hold on. There's a definite body bolt. You can tell by the point. Yeah, you ought to know those by just looking. See, that's 5/16 something else course. So I think I'm going to just put that in there just as a little protective measure. So that's too big. That's 3/8. Why didn't the music start? Consarn it. There you go. Just put those in there. And when I go to do this. So let's clean that out and wind those up. It won't take but a minute. I got the air on. I think I'm not going to measure that real carefully. I'm just going to kind of knock the edges off. And you know what might work good in there are these little wheels, these little things. There's one right there. Well, the new kind's kind of cool. But see what I'm talking about? You might could just knock that off and make... Wonder if that'll fit in it. Oh, I got a new tool. I got a new tool. I got 2 new tools. I got these things that hold the little... hay fever. That hold the little twist drills or drill bits, however you want to call them. And I don't know if that's going to make it through today, but I think I'm going to clear that out. It's funny, the intakes look pretty good. I don't see any problem with going around them though. But those are pretty raw looking. And look at that, there's a big chunk right there. I think I'm going to need something a little bit more aggressive to start with. And I'm going to leave these over here and keep my area clean. So let's clear all this out of here. Let's just get this over with. And there's my eye stuff and my ear stuff. Okay, let's just clean that up. Now the good thing is, after I clean all this up, I can just put it right back in here and clean it quick and not lose my powder coating. Now, you know, that powder coating's got too much texture for me, but I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be all right. And I got to check something on Terraform. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to clean that head. We're going to get a head here. Okay, so I got the die grinder and I got it's ground around it, and I got myself a little 3/4 installer, I guess would be the best word. 3/4, little tiny bit less than that, but that's close enough. So yeah, that'll be fine, and it just slips right through there. See, so. Let me go clean all that other stuff up. I'll leave my tools over here and we'll do it that way. I've spent a fair amount of time polishing in there. Porting and polishing, I guess it is. Okay, so I used this to just drive them the rest of the way. They're all out. One of them broke. Who cares? Oh, well, caught it. All right. So I'll show you what it looks like with them out of there. It's just not hard to do. And I am kind of looking forward to putting her back in the tub. You know, I'm having trouble thinking I'm going to do all of that. I just don't think I'm gonna. I've got it pretty clean. You know, and my feeling is the smaller the motor, the more you need to try to get a little bit more breathability into it. See, they're all gone now. And and that's just going to drift right down in there. And then I'm going to put that on there. And we should be just dandy. Isn't that pretty? Don't hit that with a hammer. Looks like that's got a little scar on it already. I don't think it does, but if it does, it'll be all right. All right, let's just put those back in there. So I'm making a big mess here. So let's get a little brush and clean that out with some brake clean. I have one. I think it might be this one. And we're going to just run some brake clean through that. We'll put a towel under it and just get... Oh, look at that. Jeesh. All right, so we're going to clean them out. And I got a little brake clean over here. I'm going to use my... I find this to be useful, but it ain't useful all the time. But it is useful and saves the cans. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I got 5 gallons of it, so I'm going to be using it. All right, let's clean them out. And then I don't think the setup's going to be too hard over there. You know, this is not real difficult. But let's clean this, and I got to get some. I got to get some more. I got 2 bottles of Tom Slick, so I'm going to leave the other one over there at the car. Would you use Seal Glide? I think Ultra Slick's probably better. It looks like I got enough of it. She's all scrubbed and tubbed here. I've rinsed her and reamed her and everything I can. And usually if you're going to do that in that order. Don't score anything up. Let's see what it looks like underneath there. Well, you can see some little dots, but anything's better than nothing. So I don't think they need any more cleaning than that. You don't want to get them too rambunctious now, do you? Okay, well, let's go over to the press. I guess I'll take Cambot over there and kind of show you the setup. Now, one of the things that I do, other than put my light in my pocket with it on, is I keep this little bucket of water here. I need to empty that. Sometimes a skeeter will get in there. Bob Witherspoon's dog name was Skeeter. And I think maybe this is the tool for this. And haven't used this in a while. And oh, I know what that one does. It goes in there. Goes in there like this. It doesn't go in there like that. It has been a long time, hasn't it? That still looks like that would do. Let's see how that fits the... I wish I had something that would go down in it. You kind of feel like you might want to use an old valve. Don't think that's a good idea because you'll mushroom the top of the thing there. So let's just stick one in here temporary or just set it somewhere. That'll work fine. Okay, so we're going to use this, and God, I didn't even remember how all that worked. When was the last time I think I used it with Sean doing something. And we are up as high as we go. Oh, there's where that went. And I think I need to put some WD-40 there, don't I? And okay, let me get it set up. You wait right here, okay? Okay, so here is the drill. I have a big metal bar. It's those, technically I think Mick ought to have these back, but this is from a press that somebody's thrown away a long time ago. So I got that down there. I got a cloth down there. I got everything ready, and got my little shimmy thing, shimmy shim, Cocoa Bop, and got that nice and going. I'm going to want both hands on this. I got that on there. And so let's see how it turns out. This is at least going well for now. So scared the hell out of me. The air compressor came on. It's always like that. So let's just see what she looks like. And people say I don't know how to make a thrilling YouTube video. I'll let this be a lesson to you. Now you do need to drift it in there a little bit and get it straight. And we'll take her over to the bench here. So you don't want to get too far. I believe that's right there at 3/4. Okay. Whoa! It just stays up there. Isn't that cool? Okay. So there's that. And there's that. Okay, so let's take her over to the bench. Hang on. All right, let's see how close I came. and it just has to be close. 3/4. Whoa. Okay, well, you saw it right there. That's the way to do her. So let's just get them in there. Ain't gonna take long, and then we'll put her back in here. Not for very long. I probably just might leave her out until I'm ready to assemble them, or lap in, because I got to lap in and then put her back in there to get the lapping compound off. Now, some of you may not know this, but Blue has told me that if you use this stuff and you use lapping compound and with modern fuels and stuff, the stuff can actually do some damage. It actually can, I don't know what it causes some kind of problem. So let's get a little bit of that ultra on there. Let's just see how that fits. Now, that ain't really the way I want to do it anyway. So that's an intake, isn't it? Yeah. There's an exhaust right there. Okay, so here's an exhaust valve. And sure, it's pretty up in there, isn't it? And then that just goes up there. You're going to hit a little bit of a stinkiness right there. I'm not surprised by that. I think, yeah, I'm right there. Now, the other thing that happens, I can see a little bit there. I'm not going to hit that with a hammer. You can bet on that stuff. So, okay. Oops, see, it works great. Let me mess with this a minute. Just a little minor polishing and use of the old valve. And you want to make sure your valves are the same height too. But just use the old valve and sort of get that little lip off right there. And there you go. There you go. And there's no play in that. And you would think there would be, as good as that feels. Okay, now I'm not going to fit but this one. And when it comes time to assemble it, I'll fit them, because I'm gonna have to keep them in order as I do them. So this one is already. I'm gonna mark this one as, let's see, this is number 4. So because that's where the oil thing was. Oh, didn't take so long neither. So let's get the last one in, and let's see what it looks like. You just barely got to get them started because they're so nicely tapered, and then if you're careful, you will find that the world is good to you. Okay. Okay, so put that back where it belongs. I generally try to push this back up to keep, if you're not using it, keep it covered up. So there's that, and we'll just put that. I'll tell you what, I just don't want to lose that. I'm kind of digging that. That might work on other Triumphs. So let's get this thing over here. Well, we'll just look at it right here. See? Not so hard to do. Okay, I don't know how much time this is taking, so I don't know if I'm going to end it here or do a little bit more and save this for a couple of days. But there are the old guides. And there's the one that snapped off somehow. Okay, so let's, that's what she looks like. I'd say that's pretty even. And I love these head holders. Now I'm going to be using these on the Bonneville heads to once again fit the exhaust manifolds before I drop the heads on it. So there that is, and you've got to, I'm not worried about them rusting, of course. And I've still got to, look at that, that's terrible, isn't it? Ugh, terrible. Let me go get my other one. So here we go, Trigger Pro. I just love that stand. Let's put a little bit in these. Oh, I think I must be on spritz instead of sprays. Yeah. So won't hurt. And just soak her above and below, and we'll be putting her in the ultrasonic anyway. Okay. That's good stuff. It's expensive. The flipping can's expensive too. But It's okay. I like the way you can control it. Well, that's just a thing of beauty to me. So you can do it yourself. That's a horror freight press. I've gotten use out of it. I don't know how long I've had it. 7 or 8 years, I guess. Paid for itself over and over. And it's better. You got to buy the kit. If you can go to a junkyard, maybe you can find some of these metal things. But this comes out, and I've used this several times as a jack. It's just a bottle jack. And so anyway, there's a chart I made for a long time ago when I was working on an odd head, and I was in exhaust in, exhaust in. I was trying to I was trying to figure it out. Okay, well let's move on to something else. If that something else is going up there and turning the air conditioner down and having some Gatorade and Brandy, then we'll do that. Yuck. No, we won't be doing that. Okay, baby blue, let's see what we got here. I had an epiphany of a memory. I guess you can do that. I think I know why I put 2 gaskets on this thing. Let's see if I'm right about that. Let's go into, we're going to go into parts of an inch. I believe because I have a mixture of a Canon intake manifold and this Spit Bits complete system, I think just like I ran into on the TR4, these are different. And that's what runs, okay, that's 0.3875. And I can't do this with, well, that's a little dangerous. Okay. Now let's just see, let's just call it 0.4. And that is, yeah, look at that. That's a little thicker. That's almost 0.44. So that's probably the reason I did that. I know I had the spacer up there. So I don't know. I think I'll just put 2 gaskets on it. I don't see any harm in that. The gaskets are a fairly good manufacturer. So I tell you what, I'm loving these silicone radiator hoses. So yeah, let's just see. I think a man can get away with that. And what's the torque on these guys? Is it 12 to 15 or something? So that one, this one came in the kit. This one came from British Parts Northwest, which I'm really starting to dig. It takes a long time. Got to pay a little extra to get it here. Stop that. And but I believe I'm going to do it like that. That's a nice gasket, and it's thicker than this one. But I don't know. We'll have to think about that. And I call her Lucy. Lucifer! Okay, so we got rid of the candy. I probably don't want that there. I don't want it there either. So, you're somebody when you got a wrench that big. I have all these big wrenches. It's because of an old Chevy truck I had. If you guys ever done those, you will quickly learn that the rear wheel cylinders require monster wrenches. It's oh, come on. But they do. They take those big, huge wrenches. I had to go to Sears and Mebane and get them. So let's cover that back up. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to do now? Don't know. I have to kind of walk around and think about it. There's straight. Hey, let's go do that. I just happened to see that. Just for fun. And we'll see if a millimeter here or there ain't going to hurt nobody. And I'm going to do something rather controversial. And I don't know. there are no valve seals on this thing. And so, okay, let's see what we got here. Whoa! That one there's a little high. A part of a millimeter probably. So there it doesn't rock. And there it doesn't rock. That one's just probably a wee tiny bit high. So am I going to do anything about that? I think that's just fine. A half a millimeter I think we can live with. So let's go in. I keep saying that and I don't ever do it. There's a new valve. I'm playing around. I got some time. And there's the see, I got the Cobalt brand valve lapping suction cup there. Hey, like that. I bet none of you got anything like that. Well, it's because that's just a thing that holds bits. It fits that pretty well though. This is actually my other ones were just completely shot. So my other lapping tools or suction cups, I forgot they held so good. So that's probably, I don't know. You're not gonna watch me lap valves. I'm not gonna record it. There's a million videos out there about it, and these tools are $10. There's a million ideas and methodologies. This is just what I happen to get. So I'm not gonna trouble you with that. But I do like my Cobalt tool idea, and so I probably will do a little bit of that. Start out with my hands, do that, see if this stuff does anything. Don't think it's gonna. So, wasn't that fun? I always have fun kind of kidding with you guys.